So next month, the WWE and the UFC will officially merge. Now, technically, the way it works is the new owners, who is Endeavor, they'll be making their new whole group, the whole UFC combined WWE called the TKO Group. And Endeavor is not supposed to have any interactions besides with high level executives at WWE. And they're not supposed to be really talking about business. They're supposed to be talking about things they need to do to make the merger work. But as far as like hiring, firing, plans, and all that stuff, while we understand that stuff does happen, it's not supposed to happen in that time period. Which is why haven't seen the hiring and the firings and all that stuff and anything changing. But you are going to see that pretty much immediately next month, because all that stuff is going to be worked out. They're going to know the redundancies. They're going to know what groups they need to get rid of, what personnel they need to get rid of, what departments they can combine. But none of that's really what you're probably interested in. What you're probably interested in is how is that going to actually affect the day-to-day running of the WWE. And it's going to affect it, and it's not going to affect it. And that it's going to affect how it's run now, because how it's run now is Vince McMahon isn't really putting his foot all the way on saying, this is mine. It's not going to affect it in a way that Endeavor is going to come in and start making major changes. They didn't do that with the UFC. And the WWE is a huge brand that was already going up and up and up and kept on building and was already very successful. And Vince had no need to sell it, besides a desire to get more money, besides an understanding that he's getting older, and the fact that he had all these lawsuits against him that came to light. Well, I guess they weren't lawsuits, settlements, discrete hush money payments. So what's probably most likely going to happen is Vince McMahon, once everything's taken care of and he's back to where he needs to be fully, because right now technically, he's placed back in charge, but he still is in the process of selling his company, and things could go awry during that process. Once he's back in charge, he's able to do whatever he wants. You have to think, the UFC has Dana White as their president, and he straight up slapped his wife on camera, and Endeavor gave him zero consequences. That's because their bottom line and the only thing they care about is, are you doing good business and are we getting a value for what we want? Endeavor's whole goal of buying them is not to come in and start trying to take over and redo things. No, they have a strong point. Their strong point is marketing. Their strong point is negotiations. Their strong point is, hey, let's get these celebrities here. Let's get these people here. Let's get you're branded on this. Let's get all of this in there so we can start selling this. And hey, let's get you on Jimmy Kimmel. Let's get you on, all these other nighttime things that I'm sure some of you guys watch, which I'm behind the times on. But let's get you in front of all these people. Let's get you in front of them more often. Let's make our events bigger by the things that we can do as far as the marketing goes. But as far as the day-to-day running the business, we don't have a fucking clue how to do that, and we're not interested in it. They have no desire to run a wrestling business. They have no desire to run an MMA business. They have a desire on finding a business that's already successful and using their resources to make it bigger. So what that most likely means is, you already see Triple H is not going to be on the board of directors. Vince McMahon is asserting his dominance and is taking back control of WWE. This was literally the best thing that could happen as far as WWE goes for Vince McMahon. Because Vince McMahon is now fully back in control with owners that have no desire to say a fucking thing to him as far as how he runs it. All they want is stay out of trouble and let's build it bigger using our marketing. You keep doing your thing because clearly what you're doing is working. They don't care if Vince McMahon books the same match 5 times in the next 4 weeks. That means that they don't care if Vince McMahon has the same guy going against the same guy with the same screwy finish all the way through the pay-per-view. That has nothing to do with them because that was still making money. During that time period, WWE was making more money than they ever have besides right now under the Triple H era. But Endeavor doesn't care about that. Endeavor's not thinking about that. They don't run a wrestling business. All they know is look at money. Vince McMahon, as soon as this deal closes, you will start seeing some people let go. And the people that are let go will not be Vince McMahon people. They will be Triple H people. They will be people that Vince McMahon does not see value in, or does not see supporting him. I can't guarantee that. We got 1 month until we find out. And unfortunately, for those of you who are liking your new shiny WWE wrestling, well, I would wish that it continued, and I'm not hoping it doesn't. And I would like to be proven wrong that Vince has wised up and decided, you know what? I can sit back and let Paul run this whole thing. I think we're about to be quickly into a rude awakening if you are just left under the skies that Vince is just going to sit back and allow business to keep on going, seeing as business is going good right now. By the way, skies was the wrong word, and I really wanted to stop this video, but I gotta learn that sometimes you can just mess up and let it go. Let you inside, a little piece of my brain right here. Let me guys know, what do you guys think is gonna happen? Do you guys think that I'm being too pessimistic here, that this is not the way it's gonna go? Or do you think that there's some room where, both could happen? Where maybe there's a happy middle ground? Let me know down below.